Disclaimer: the stories shared on this channel may be purely fictional. Or are they? As you surrender to these chilling tales, be warned, the shadows hold secrets. Now, are you ready to explore the shadows? When I was a child, our summer vacations always included a visit to our grandparents in the village, where we stayed for 15 to 20 days. There was a vast mango orchard about a kilometer from our home, where we played games in the shade. One day, after teasing my cousin, he chased me, and I ran for about 5 minutes before stopping. I realized I was surrounded by barren fields with no sign of the village or mango trees, which was strange since the trees should have been visible from far away. I walked for about 15 minutes and saw a monastery-like structure in the middle of the fields. Thirsty and hoping to find someone, I approached the hand pump there and started drinking water. A man in a yellow dhoti, who appeared to be the priest, asked who I was. I told him my name, but when I looked back to ask for directions, he had vanished. Terrified, I ran aimlessly, reciting the Hanuman Chalisa. Eventually, I saw another similar structure with people under a peepal tree. I asked for directions, and they recognized my grandfather's name, guiding me back home. As I exited the other side, everything became familiar, and I knew the way home. That night, I told my grandfather the story. He explained that a long time ago, there was a monastery with a crippled priest near the mango orchard. The monastery was looted by dacoits who killed the priest and took a valuable idol of Lord Krishna. Now, there was no monastery, only mango trees. I urged my grandfather to search with me, but we never found the place again. One of my friends and I were exploring Pachmari after attending a school friend's wedding. We had already visited the Pandava caves, explored Pachmari Lake, and were now admiring a nearby waterfall when we decided to venture into the forest. Not far from the waterfall, we encountered a young girl, about 11 or 12 years old. She told us she had come with her mother to see the falls but had lost sight of her. Her clothes looked worn and unsuitable for a casual outing. Concerned, we asked her to stay put while we searched for her mother. After a few minutes of searching together, we split up to cover more ground. We spent over an hour calling out and scouring the forest, hoping to find any sign of the girl's mother. As dusk approached and with no success in our search, we reluctantly decided to leave. We planned to take the girl with us to the nearest police station to report her missing mother. When we returned to where we had first found her, the girl was nowhere to be seen. We called out for her, but there was no response. Just as we were about to leave, we heard faint laughter echoing through the trees, a child's laughter, eerie and unsettling in the gathering darkness. Her disappearance and the eerie laughter left us unsettled and filled with dread. What had happened to her mother? And where had the girl gone? Shaken, we hurriedly made our way out of the forest, haunted by the unanswered questions and the chilling laughter that lingered in our minds long after leaving Pachmari. Working late one night, I left my office and started driving home. After a few minutes, an old lady flagged me down near Kashedi. Feeling compassionate, I let her into my car. A few kilometers later, a man whose car had broken down asked for a ride, and I agreed. As we drove, strange things began happening. We narrowly avoided 2 accidents within a short span. My headlights flickered, and the engine acted up. Feeling dizzy and distracted, I pulled over. Seeing a young man pass by, I rolled down the window and asked if he knew a nearby mechanic because the man I had given a ride to needed help with his car trouble. Instead of answering, he peered inside the car with a puzzled expression. "Is everything okay?" I asked, growing uneasy. The young man hesitated before saying, "There's no one else in the car except you." Shocked and shaken, I quickly got out of the car, leaving behind the eerie feeling that I had been driving with something otherworldly. I used to wake up every night at 3 a.m., thinking it was just a coincidence. It started happening more often, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. Living alone in my Mumbai apartment made it even scarier. One night, I woke up at 3 a.m. again. I checked my phone and tried to go back to sleep. The next night, it happened again. Feeling uneasy, I scrolled through Facebook for distractions. I found a creepy fact on a horror page. If you wake up at night for no reason, someone might be staring at you. Curious and scared, I decided to check. Pretending to sleep, I peeked at the mirror beside me. After a few minutes, I saw something that scared me. In the mirror's reflection, there was a figure standing in the dark corner of my room, staring right at me. I froze in fear for a moment, but then gathered courage. I got up quickly and ran out of my apartment. I felt like someone was following me as I ran to my friend's apartment nearby. Breathless and shaking, I told her everything about the little girl I saw in my room. She listened with wide eyes and concern. We called the police, but when they searched my apartment, they found nothing. This spooky experience stayed with me, making me wonder if it was a ghost or something else lurking in my Mumbai apartment. Thank you for watching and immersing yourself in the chilling world of horror. To never miss a spine-tingling story, make sure to subscribe and join us on this terrifying journey. More nightmares await, so stay tuned for the darkness that awaits. Until next time, embrace the fear.